Alright guys, so I have a startup idea. I've been working on that idea for a while. I spoke with a bunch of guys. I think there is something to it. It's basically thanks to the use of AI, you can do something in one specific industry that would, I guess, unlock a lot of value. This is what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to give this idea to you guys. Man, I need to check myself sometime, you know, I don't have the time to do it. And yeah, so I'm going to give you the full idea. And if you want to run with it, you have my blessing. And if you make billions, just give me some, be nice. But before I give you the full plan and how you should do it and what is the idea, let me just tell you why I think what I say about startup and commodity is somewhat relevant. So quick story about me. So I quit like being a trader, being an employee as a trader 7-8 years ago, something like this, because my wife was pregnant. I was kind of burnt. I was like, man, I can't keep traveling like this. If I want to see my babies, I don't want to look like these other old traders completely burnt with no family life. So yeah, I need to change. So basically I quit being a trader and I moved into tech and I work in 3 different startups that was always a startup linked to commodity. I worked for Gold Avenue, that was a startup backed by Plant and KIS, one of the biggest precious metal trader. I worked for Farmer Connect, again a startup backed by Sukafina and Itochu in the coffee and cocoa. And I also worked for Matosphere, another startup. And basically after those experiences, I was like, man, I don't like technology. I mean, being in front of a computer like this all day long, taking care of product and development and stuff like that, and I can't do it. I don't like that. So this is why basically I went back to what I know, which is commodity trading, and I took more seriously all my commodity trading companies. But anyway, so it's just to tell you that I'm the guy that worked in 3 different startups that was in the world of commodity trading one way or another. So I think I have a good understanding about what makes a startup fails and what makes a startup work in this world. And yeah, I have a lot to say. So you know what? I'll grab a coffee and get back at you. Alright, so a lot of people try to disrupt commodity trading. And back in the 2010, a lot of companies started like, we are going to disrupt the commodity trading companies. We are going to build a marketplace. So that was the big idea back then. Like, all right, we can build a marketplace because it makes no sense that the trader takes so much margin. We can have like a buyer, seller, everyone in a marketplace. It makes a lot of sense. And yeah, it was really in 2010 that we've seen a lot of companies raising money for that. And basically they all failed. And the one that kept carrying it on, they basically became commodity trading company. So I can think of Open Mineral. They raised a bunch of money to do some startup-y stuff, and finally they ended up like being a metal trader, like any other metal traders. The same for another company in Switzerland, like Algrano. I mean, if you go on their website, it doesn't say that they are traders, but this is exactly what they are. Algrano do that in coffee. They purchase X-work from farmers, sell DDP, carry the risk, and so on. They are traders, even though they have another facade. They are still a trading company. The point is, a lot of money has been raised with this idea, like, all right, we are going to build a marketplace. And I think it was maybe a bit naive, or it was maybe a miscalculation about what really was the value of a commodity trading firm. Obviously, back in the day, after the Second World War, there were value of putting buyers and sellers together. I mean, we didn't have internet, so there were a lot of friction. But in today's world, there is no value in putting buyers and sellers together. So our marketplace has no value, honestly. Or the value is so little that it's very difficult to make money out of it, because nobody really wants to pay for it in terms of commission or nothing, because they don't really see the value. It's like, now, man, with internet and communication free, again, there is no value in connecting people. This is why being a broker sucks, because there is no value in that in that job no more. I guess that was the idea of the marketplace for all those startups, and then they saw that and they were. The real value of a commodity trading firm is by carrying the risk for the buyer and the buyers. So we need to carry the risk, and how do you carry the risk? You become a commodity trading company. That's pretty much it. So unless someone can attack this angle, like by technology reducing risk so much that people want to trade with you, then there's like no, you can't really disrupt the startup model, man, because you can't provide any value. Was I clear? This is why if you want to attack a problem in the commodity trading world, You cannot go and say, look, I'm going to solve the matching of buyers and seller problems, because there's no value there. So there are other problems that you could attack and that you could maybe unlock value. And by the way, if anyone is telling you, yeah, I'm going to start like a marketplace for physical commodity trading, whatever is it, if there is a way to short that, if there is like I don't know, some company that wants to do it, and if we can short it, but let me know, because I will I will do it. All right, I haven't seen like anything like that truly makes sense, honestly, in terms of marketplace now. So maybe I will, I don't know. But anyway, so now what about my idea? So my idea is for the e-waste market, the electronic waste market. I will put some picture here so you can see what I'm talking about. And basically, this market is f***ed up, man. It's f***ed up. So it works like that. The value of the e-waste is basically the precious metal that they inside those cardboard or electronic. And the thing is that it's quite difficult actually to know what is the exact amount of each precious metal that there is in those cardboard. So the only way to see it is basically to refine it again. So the market works like that. It's crazy, man. So there's two ways to make it work. So basically there's like some scrapyard that collect the e-waste, and then they can sell it to a trader, or they can sell it to a refiner. So basically the refiner, you ship the product to the refinery. Usually they pay like 50% of the amount of the theoretical value of the good, because mind that at that moment they don't really know what is inside it. So they have a guess, an estimation about what is the value of this good, but they don't know. So they pay 50% of the theoretical value of the shipment. And then what happens is when the cargo arrives at the refinery, it gets refined, and then you get the information from the refinery. All right, there is like that amount of silver, that amount of gold, that amount of palladium or whatever. So we are going to pay them to you. And obviously it takes a lot of time. You can even wait like 3 months to get paid the balance. And also you need to trust the refinery. Maybe there is copper inside that they will take for free. Maybe there is other product. Or maybe they just lie to you. You don't know. The way they assess it is maybe not the best way, so they steal a little bit of precious metal from you. You don't know, man. You don't know. You are basically completely in the end of the refinery, and you wait a long time to get your money. And for some scrapyard, they can't wait like 3 months to get paid. So especially at those product as value. So there is another way to trade it. Is basically for the scrapyard or the junkyard to sell to a trader. And the way the trader does that is crazy, man. They just eyeball it. They call it eyeball. So they look at the product and they're like, I know that they are mostly that amount of precious metal in those cardboard, because they know it from experience or whatever, and they say, okay, I can pay you this. And basically the trader is going to pay cash and then ship it to a refinery, and then wait for them to get the full result and then get paid. And the trader takes a massive risk, because maybe there is more precious metal than they think, maybe there is less. So, but they still a massive risk. So I was like, all right, once I understood how it works, I was like, there's something here. So my idea is basically to train a LLM, like an AI, to be able to recognize by only taking pictures what is the exact amount of precious metal that there is in all those electronic waste. And by doing that, you will basically get a massive information asymmetry. So then you can precisely estimate how much there is in each of the cargo. So then you can basically know the margin, and you are not gambling it. So that was basically my idea. So what I did is I spoke with a bunch of friends that are AI engineers, and they told me, look, man, what you need is to train the AI, so you need to have enough pictures and have enough results. So I immediately think about reaching out to refinery, because they must have pictures and results. Or I know that there's some big trading house that also have like a lot of pictures and the result that they got from the refinery. So I spoke with one of those big trading house. They were not willing to lend me or have some type of agreement for us to basically train the LLM on it. But I think they love the idea, and I think they're doing it, and they just told the idea. Anyway, this is the idea, man. And there's something to do, man. If you can just access those data, there's maybe a dozen, I think, entity that have those data, enough data to train AI on it, and then just make it work and you'll make money. I don't know what will be the monetization of that idea. Like if you need to rent it to other people, if you need to use it yourself to trade it. I don't know. But that's it. Yeah, let me know in the comment below what you think about this idea, man. And yeah, and just more generally about like a startup and commodity trading and so on. There's one thing that people miss is like the returns that have software company is completely incredible because it's easy to scale them. When you have like some innovation that are not like software based but are hardware based, or there's like something else to it, scaling those innovation takes way more time, it's way more complex and so on. And one of also another difficulty of the commodity trading business is that usually you will face oligopoly. Oligopoly means that there's like maybe 3 actors that do 80% of the market, or 4 actors that do 80% of the market, and a lot of small ones. And the problem is now people are basically realizing like that they can be disrupted. So it's really difficult to break as a startup in an oligopoly market. You need to be 200 times better. So then they will have to use you, or they can just copy you also. So it's those markets that are oligopoly-like. As a startup, they are the worst because they are extremely difficult to break in, and even more in B2B. Because in B2C, you can like basically seduce the consumer by making something so good that they will use it. In B2B, I mean, how can you seduce a manager, an executive? And also, if they see that down the line, you as a startup, you can basically take a lot of value from them or compete with them, it's going to be tough. So, yeah, B2B industries, it's very tough to innovate completely outside it. Anyway, so that was it. Let me know what you think in the comment below about this startup idea, if you want to do something about it or not. That's it for me today. Ciao.